car. I'm driving. I'm driving. Driving in the car. I'm driving. I'm driving. Driving in the car. I'm driving. I'm driving.
Hello racers, thanks for joining us at True Performance Motorsport. I'm Mike True, and today we have the top 5 fastest 200 Treadwear tires 2023 edition. We're basing this on the fastest tires of this segment in road course usage, but the feedback can be very related to autocross performance as well. All 5 of these tires run wide, so keep that in mind for fitment. I'll be covering our ratings of speed, response, wear, and now heat capacity, so you can get another dimension on how the tire reacts doing more laps within a stint. In terms of defining these specs, speed is ultimately how fast you'll be, your outright grip, and lap times extracted from the tire. Response is the feel of the tire and how it reacts to your steering or throttle inputs. This will be attributed to the construction of the tire and how stiff the sidewalls and bead will be. And finally, heat capacity will be the degradation you'll experience in a stint and where the performance comes in and drops off. Let's kick off with the Falken RT660. This tire is only a few years old in the market as it was released during the pandemic in 2020. But when it came out, it was the new top dog as the RE71R, SUR4G, and Rival S 1.5 were being phased out. The response is very good as the construction is stiff. The warm-up is also very fast on the tire and it was great on the first lap or two. However, the operating window was very narrow and peaky. The tire would be great in the first 1 to 2 laps, but performance would be erratic and much less predictable after that. They also need higher starting pressures to prevent issues, but one thing to look out for is the tread splicing that occurs with these tires. After that, we want to feature the Nankang CRS. This tire takes a lot of inspiration from the Yokohama AO52, and as you can see, the inside tread blocks look like an AO52 and the outer grooves look like a Pirelli Trofeo R. This tire also behaves very similarly to an AO52 peak grip and response, but has much higher heat capacity. It can take about double of what an AO52 can and will drop off later in the stint. Wear rate will be similar to the AO52 as well, and the construction of the sidewall is a bit softer as it does not have a rim protector. Special shout out goes out to my buddy Dwayne at Our Compound USA for supplying this display unit. If you need Nankang tires, contact Our Compound USA. The next tire on our list would be the Nexen Infera Sport R. This is our favorite 200 Treadwear tire, not only because we had a hand in developing it, but because we feel like it has the best trade-offs of performance and longevity. For most drivers, it'll be the best bang for the buck you can get in the top levels of 200 Treadwear performance. We initially tested this in Grid Life Touring Cup with our driver Austin Hurdle at the wheel. Austin was top 5 all year in 2022, and we were pushing for the same this year. Since then, more than half of the GLTC field has switched to Nexen Sport R, and we're happy to say we supplied them. The Sport R is very close in performance to the 71 RS, but it makes speed very differently. It needs about a lap of warm-up, but after that, the Sport R is consistent all the way to the end of the stint. If you're like me and you need a few laps to get in the groove, the Sport R is a perfect match. You can knock out your fastest laps in the later part of the stint because not everything happens in the first or second try with other autocross focused tires. We formulated the tires to come up to temperature quickly for autocross and also have good heat capacity for road courses and professional drifting. The Nexen is also very stiff and responsive, making it very easy to point and shoot where you want the car to go. They're most notably the longest lasting among the 5 that we're featuring today. However, every tire has its weaknesses and the Sport R is no exception. The Infera Sport R takes a little bit longer to warm up than its counterparts and requires higher pressures to work within its window. Another con is its wet performance. However, we've had varied results from the 3 tread block versions here compared to the 4 tread block versions that are 275 and bigger. For the most part, if you're looking for track performance, you won't be worrying about rainy days. So luckily, we haven't had too many clients tell us it's a negative for them. Next up, we have the Bridgestone RE71RS. This is the newly landed successor to the RE71R, the former leader to 200 Treadwear class tires. Bridgestone has a newly designed asymmetric tread pattern that has a very rounded shoulder. This tire is very fast and definitely part of the top 3. The performance peaks with a medium drop-off after 2 to 3 laps, but it stabilizes and is able to run consistently after the initial degradation. The RE71RS is also very good in the rain. It outperformed the AO52, and it's probably because it has these taller tread blocks with bigger grooves. The response of this tire is also very good. With stiff sidewalls and a stiff bead section, it also makes it our least favorite tire to install, as the beads tend to be more difficult to seal. Some cons would be that it's high in wear, and the outside edges seem to wear extremely fast since it's super rounded. It is also susceptible to chunking if the tire is badly overheated. Lastly, we want to talk about the Yokohama AO52. We wanted to end with this tire because it's the outright fastest of all 200 Treadwear tires. When it first initially debuted in the US, they had to increase the tread depth from 530 seconds to about 730 seconds to make it legal for SCCA autocross competition. That makes complete sense since in Japan it's a race tire, but when they brought it here, they stamped it with the DOT marking and a 200 Treadwear rating. As impressive as this tire is on track, it's also pretty tame on the road, with quiet and comfortable driving manners. The AO52 is also extremely lightweight and the lightest of any 200 Treadwear tires we've compared it to. They warm up quick and are ready to go straight out of the box. However, it does come with some downsides. The tire wears the fastest of any 200 Treadwear we've tested, and because of the low tread depth and high wear rate, the tracks and surfaces that favor high tread depth will really put this tire at a disadvantage. With lightweight construction comes a sacrifice of feel and response. This is particularly more noticeable on heavier cars, where you will feel like you're driving into the tire and flexing its sidewalls before it grips. Finally, the tire does have a heavy to medium drop-off in performance and will degrade from peak performance after the first 3 laps. With all of these great choices on the market, you can be fast with any of the 5 tires shown. I hope this video helps you make the perfect choice that fits your performance, track, and competition needs. Keep watching till the end and we'll include our ratings in the graph. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're looking to order any of these tires, give us a call at True Performance Motorsport, and our phone number or email will be listed below.